name is Jeffet. I'm from Rubik's Academy, and today I'm here to make another video for you guys because I noticed a lot of investor sentiments going around saying that this is the time to buy all the stocks, or at least the affected industries, and their stocks are at an all-time low, so on and so forth. I have seen so many people say that. Now, okay, we gotta be very clear about one thing. This virus is gonna change what we know as the norm. It is going to change the way we behave. It is going to change the kind of things we feel that are important to us. Okay, most importantly, it's going to change our perspectives on the way we spend, the way we live our lives. Okay, so all of these things that I just said, I have written an article on my LinkedIn profile to talk about how the world will change. But today, I just want to give an example in this video because I feel that I need to I have a responsibility, an obligation to correct all these mistakes, all these misconceptions that I'm seeing in the market. All right, so without further ado, let's get into today's topic. We're talking about airlines. We're talking about the right way to invest. When is the right time to invest? What is the right time to invest? How should we invest? Okay, must I go in now? Must I die go in now? Okay, no. The answer is no, not yet, because we have no idea what's going to turn out. But to highlight this in a further video, to highlight this sort of in a further way, let me just give you one website. Let's look at one website so that we can get an idea of what I'm saying. All right. So now this is the website I want to look at. Okay, it's an article by Bloomberg. All right. At the time of this recording, this is not the latest news, but it is an important article. All right. Now, this is basically saying how coronavirus will change airlines and the way we fly. Now, this doesn't just apply to airlines. This applies to every industry we know about. Okay, I'll be highlighting those industries in a further video. Okay, but today I just want to look at this one, airlines, because so many people is saying airline stocks are at a sales. Airline stocks, we should go into airline stocks, we should go to airline equities, because look at their prices, look at UAL, look at Delta, look at SIA, stop. We need to stop. Okay, we need to really understand what's going on. Now, first of all, there's a few things that I feel is very important. All right, this first line over here: higher fares, fewer routes, pre-flight health checks, and less free food. Now, how will coronavirus change the way we travel? First of all, it will lessen non-essential travel. We used to travel for leisure. We used to travel a lot just to visit our friends in another country. Now all that is going to change. Why? Because number one, we are so used to doing this online Zoom conferencing thing. All right. Number two is the fact that we are scared. We are fearful. We don't want to be trapped in a very small space, just inches away from the next stranger. All right, we don't want to be caught in that situation because it's a bad situation to be in. Bad situation. All right. So that means less travel. That also means what? That also means that we will be doing less flights on budget airlines. Okay, budget airlines, if they were to continue, if they still want to capture demand, they may have to increase their fares. They may have to do seat distancing instead of social distancing. They will do seat alternating, means one seat is taken, the other seat not taken. That will effectively reduce the plane's capacity by half. Now, that is going to have a huge impact on the fares. Okay, and we must always remember that for budget airlines, their margin is already not a lot. They don't have a lot of margin in the first place for budget airlines. Okay, now let's take a look at this article. Okay, now this is the one that I want to highlight. We should be prepared for a choppy, sluggish recovery. Now, if you are invested, okay, and this is what the Delta Airlines CEO is saying. If you want to go in now, first of all, you have to be very sure that this is the bottom. I don't think it's the bottom. I think the airline stocks can crash further. Okay, look at Virgin Australia. They already asked for voluntary administration. You know what that means? That means they're asking for possible liquidation, or they're asking for people to buy them over. All right. So if this is what the Delta Airlines is the biggest, possibly the biggest U.S. aviation airline company in the States, is saying this. If the CEO is really saying this, what does that mean? It means that as an investor, if I go in now, it's gonna be a very long wait. And the thing is, the prices of Delta Airlines stocks or any stock may not even go back to its previous highs because of this fundamental change in the industry. Okay? Or at least if you were to go back to its previous highs, which is a huge margin, I know that's what all of you are looking at, the huge difference between the current price and the previous highs. I did the analysis, I know, UAL, United Airlines, is one of the biggest profit margins. I know all that, okay? If you look at that, if you look at those things alone, of course, it paints a rosy picture. But the thing is, how long is it going to take? And is it ever going to go back to its previous highs? Looking at this article right here, I don't think it's going to go back to its previous highs. All right, the airline industry may see a permanent slump after this virus, and that's just this virus. Now we know that mankind's biggest enemy is not ourselves, may not be ourselves. It's actually viruses. That has been the single deadliest killer in this century. Okay, the single deadliest killer. All right, and the thing with viruses is that you can't prevent it using diplomatic measures. You can't prevent it using, in political science, we call it MAD, mutually assured destruction. You cannot prevent it with those kind of concepts. It is impossible to prevent. It is impossible to prevent viruses from happening because they happen if they want to happen. All right, and the most dangerous thing about a virus is that it can happen from the smallest of things. It could just be, I don't know, a bat flying over a pig and then it died and then the corpse landed in the farm. Small little things like that can result in a pandemic across the world. So it's that easy to spark off a pandemic, which means this will not be the last virus we are seeing for humankind. Okay, so before you buy the airline stocks, you really need to consider all these things. Okay, don't just look at the profit margin and go like, whoa, look at this, man, I'm gonna make so much money, I'm just gonna put my bet right there. You got to consider two things. Number one, is it the bottom yet for airline companies? Number two, are airline companies and the stock prices ever going to recover to their previous highs? We need to ask ourselves those two questions. Don't be such a hurried buy. You want to buy some stocks. You buy stocks that have crashed, all right, a little bit, but remain essential no matter what. And most importantly, buy stocks that don't need physical interaction. Okay, I will give more clues on what those are in the next video. But for now, I want you to look at this article. All right. Okay, so it's just an elaboration, all right, of whatever I just said. Okay, the industry has weathered storms, but none as rough as this. Okay, none. Bloomberg used the word none. So what does that mean? It means that this particular crisis is even worse than 2008. For the airline companies. So keep in mind, are they ever going to go back to these previous highs? Alright? And these pictures, what are they telling you? What are they telling you? This could very well be the future of air travel. Alright, maybe not this one. This one seems a bit too exaggerated. But this, and this could very well be the future of air travel. And if it's going to be like that, for example, like that, okay, on the planes, you can just imagine whether the industry will see a slump or growth. All right, I think this is very clearly indicating to you that it's not going to be as rosy as you think. All right, so with that being said, you're going to ask me, Jefford, okay, fine, let's not buy airline stocks. Then what stocks can I buy? Now, you got to think. We all got to think. We got to look at the current world and think to ourselves, okay, what is the closest alternative to airline travel? And I think most of you will know, it's high-speed railways. There will come a time after this virus where people treasure their health more than time. Okay, because in terms of comfort, railway and plane travel I mean, it's about the same lah. If you sit in the first class cabin for trains, for high-speed railway, you'll get the same level of service, about the same. All right. Maybe the stewardesses wouldn't be so pretty. Maybe the steward wouldn't be so handsome. I wouldn't know, but okay, in terms of comfort, it's about the same. So essentially, the biggest advantage that air travel has over speed railways is time, and of course the distance that they can cover. Railways will always, most of the railways are within the country, and air travels is the only one that allows outside of the country. But don't forget, domestic travel forms a huge part of an aviation industry. Domestic travel. For Singaporeans, we don't feel it because we don't fly within Singapore. Nobody flies within Singapore. All right. But for people in the United States, for people in China, for people in Europe, that's a huge thing. That's a huge thing, okay, domestic travel. So if most of the domestic travel is going to be taken over by high-speed railways, now you know which stocks to look into. All right? I mean, that's a clear enough rule, right? Just go and Google high-speed railway stocks. Simple as that. Okay, so that's all I have for you in this video. I just want to caution again that please don't look at this as a idiot-proof situation. It's not an idiot-proof situation. It is not an idiot-proof investment. It is not. Okay, so thank you very much. Once again, my name is Jeffrey Lim from Rubik's Academy. See you in the next video.